Hey, good Friday morning, my friends. We made it to Friday, didn't we? We have a cold front, a strong cold front, moving across lower Michigan now. I'll show that to you. And as that sweeps across, we've got a fairly solid area of rainfall along and ahead of that. So some of you that haven't had any rain really in the past day or so with the storm system, you'll start to get into it as we get into the late morning and afternoon hours. I'll show that to you. Then behind it, I guess I have to use the word colder temperatures because there's a possibility of frost in the northern third or so of lower Michigan. I'll show you where you have to worry about the frost as we get into much cooler temperatures on the way. All right, here we go. And here is your radar. I'm hoping, can everybody see me okay? Let's see. So here is the radar right now. There we go. It's catching up to me. And that rain is all ahead of the cold front and along the cold front, all moving toward the east, southeast. So yes, pretty much everybody should get into some rainfall. If you haven't seen any rain yet in Detroit or Ann Arbor or Jackson, Oakland County, in the eastern part of the thumb, you will get into it in the next couple of hours. Let's take a look at our radar forecast and make sure I have a good perspective for you. There we go. So, radar forecast now. Yes, Frank Tomaszewski, what rain? It's slow to come in the southeast. Always expected to be slow to come. Always expected Friday morning, but now hanging on in the afternoon some too. So here's your radar forecast. This is 10 o'clock. And notice that the rain right now is a little bit bigger than what this model is giving it credit for. So I think even as you get down to Kalamazoo and Jackson and you look at this close and you see just little bits and pieces, it's probably a little bit wider perspective from what we're seeing there. Oh, and I do want to remind you that the MLive morning weather update is brought to you by Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center at I-75 and M81 in Saginaw. On your way north, just before the Z Bridge, stop and get flowers, herbs, and vegetable plants in the rain today. Good day to wander around a covered greenhouse and to plant them on the weekend. So again, here is that radar forecast. We go to 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So I would say about noonish is when the rain shows up in the Detroit area, in Wayne County, Macomb County, into Monroe. Prior to that, you could have sprinkles pop up here and there. Let's see. And then we go to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So the rain out of Saginaw, possibly at 2, out of Flint, maybe not. And then there looks to be a little batch of showers or even thunderstorms that could blow through right after the cold front. So once the rain ends, you still have a shot at a quick thunderstorm in the eastern part of the state. I'll show that to you in just a second. But basically what we're looking at, let's back it up. Grand Rapids, you're probably done with the rain by noon. Okay. Lansing, Kalamazoo, Jackson, you're probably done with the rain by 2 in the afternoon. And by 4, it's moving through the Detroit area. But notice again, like I said, around the Saginaw Bay this evening, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, heading down in the southeast, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, could be a clump of some thunder showers. The data has always shown us that. Now we're just able to fine tune it. So got to be aware of that there. How much rain out of this coming over today? Well, the thumb, you'll get up to another inch. And also notice how things cycle through and a little strip that gets skipped. Maybe Oakland County gets skipped some with not much, a tenth or so. I don't think everybody will get out totally dry on this, but you'll have a strip where you don't get much. And then those storms are expected to boom up a little bit as they head toward Detroit. So you may or may not get into that increased line late this afternoon. But just be aware that there's going to be a little strip in the southeast that really doesn't get a whole lot of rainfall out of this weather system. Now, let's go to the weekend. Okay, so we're going to a different model that goes out a little bit farther into the future. Dan Dean frost this weekend. I will show you that in 2 more slides here, so hang tight with me, please. So we are into tonight, and again, that little burst after the cold front is possible this evening. Then we go into tomorrow. Tomorrow should be dry. I say should because we're going to be quite chilly aloft. We're going to be chilly in the lower part of the surface. The sun heats the ground now. There's a lot of moisture around, a lot of standing water, evaporation. So you'll get clouds that boil up. And in this case, you can get a lake breeze and a quick little line of showers somewhere. Not real likely because high pressure is building in. High pressure is heavy air and it squashes that air, sends it sinking. And sinking is a drying process, not a precipitation process. And as we go into Saturday night, skies clear. And, you know, if there was a frost setup, it would be this. High pressure over southern Lake Michigan, dead calm winds, clearing skies overnight Saturday night. So we will deal with that, and I'll show that to you in just a second again. And then as we go into Monday, our winds return back to the southwest, and our next rain comes through quickly Monday night. So things look like they're starting to calm down on the flooding front, at least giving us time for the soil to soak everything in, the rivers to get it out into the lakes, and, kind of a recharge. So today, be lucky if you hit 70 degrees because of the clouds and the rain around. Yes, Michelle Lalonde, mosquito heaven, that's for sure. Corey Coughlin could use a half inch in the southeast. You might, but it's going to be close. Now, this is tomorrow. High temperatures only in the 60s, the southern 2/3, 50s. Cadillac, Traverse City, Boyne City, Gaylord, the UP. 60s on Sunday. Then we're back to the low 70s Monday, and we're back to the low to mid 70s on Tuesday, and we're back to 80 degrees on Wednesday, and we're back to summer, and it looks like we should be fairly warm after that with temperatures very consistently in the 80s. All right, here it is. Sorry. Here we go. Low temperatures on Sunday morning. Upper 20s, Grayling and Gaylord, 30 in Cadillac. Downtown Traverse City near the water, probably 35-ish. In Leelanau County, probably 35-ish, but inland, maybe 32, 31. Now, what about for those of us in the southern 2/3 of lower Michigan? Shouldn't be a problem. I would say the frost could come down as far south as Clare. So if you live anywhere south of Clare, you're probably okay. Just watch the forecast for Sunday morning. But Saginaw Bay City, you're 40 degrees. You're chilly. Sunday morning, you go outside and you go, what happened? I better put a coat on here. The Thumb, low 40s. Grand Rapids, 41. The fruit growing areas around Grand Rapids, 40-ish or so. So no problems there. Just chilly. Detroit, chilly. 43, 45, 47 in the heart of Detroit by Sunday morning. Lansing and Jackson down into the low 40s. And that would be just the one day of it, because as we get to Monday, we would be warmer. Again, maybe a little frosty in the interior northern sections, but temperatures are starting to rebound after that. So we had a lot of weather. Whew. I got to take a breath. That's a lot of work. Hey, let's say hi to some folks and see what's going on. San Antonio, Florida. I've never heard of San Antonio, Florida. Heard of San Antonio, Texas, Rebecca Haney. Thanks for joining in. Some folks are asking if next week looks warm. Yeah, actually, after we get to about Wednesday of next week, it really looks like just a flat-out summer pattern kicks in, and get used to maybe a lot of 85s. And, of course, with the flow off of the Gulf of Mexico that we have and the moisture that we've had around, Somebody mentions mosquito heaven, but also humidity heaven. So make sure you got a working air conditioner if you can. Hey, good morning, Steve Matthews. Good morning, Miranda Briggs. Frost misses us in West Branch. Let's go back to West Branch and see. I would say West Branch is a cold spot, and I think you will have frost there. You probably, by Sunday morning, you're probably going down to 30 degrees around the West Branch area. So there you have it. Thanks for joining me here on the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center in Saginaw. Everybody have a great weekend. I'm going to be posting about the frost again this morning here on MLive. Make sure you keep checking out MLive. And you know what? One thing we do want to say is we're looking for you to subscribe to MLive. We've got a lot of reporters, full-time jobs, and, you know, things change over time. We still have great advertisers, but we feel like a subscription model is also a great model. So we encourage you to voluntarily subscribe, $10 a month to MLive. And it's almost pseudo, like when you watch the PBS drives, they're totally voluntarily funded. It's kind of like that, subscribe because it keeps us going and it allows us to have more tools to do a better coverage of news, sports, and weather for you. There. I'll get off my soapbox now. Thanks for joining me. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. You folks have yourselves a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.